My sisters and brothers in Jesus Christ, we are in the month of November. We began this month with a celebration of two great days, the Feast of All Saints and the celebration of All Souls' Day. And probably most of us are thinking about the celebration of Thanksgiving. Some already might have made their travel plans. I know to say about what to provide for those dear ones who comes to the house that day. When we think about Thanksgiving, I always think that at least I should concentrate on one thing for which I should be grateful. Grateful to those people who influences my life, and ultimately grateful to God. A God who is generous in creating us in His own image and likeness, and wanting us to be always with Him, but having that plan being derailed by the disobedience of Adam and Eve, He finds a restorative plan, sending His only Son, Jesus, to us. And Jesus, by His supreme act of death on the cross, redeems us. That enables us again to call God as our Father. And we are being restored to a freedom of a child. We can be childlike with Him, in Him. The context of the generosity of God. Today's readings of the day speaks about two great women. Two great women who excel in their act of generosity. While speaking about generosity, I should admit that with certain amount of confidence, I can say this parish community is very, very generous. We have proved it by our participation in the St. Anthony's Bread, making a record-breaking number of meals served in a calendar year, and preparing for the great Thanksgiving dinner we are going to provide for 1,700 people. Besides, we have lots and lots of help given through various groups or a fraternity in the group like Knights of Columbus, Catholic Daughters, Scouts who have been providing the breakfast already, school scouts already preparing. And besides all this, we have a very good participation in our Horizon Capital campaign, as well the DSF Fund. And in a way, we can say we are not that bad in meeting the day-to-day expense of this huge church. And in this context, we have the readings of the day challenges, presenting two generous women. Both are widows, God-fearing, who trusted in the loving providence of God. Their actions speak to us of hospitality, generosity, and stewardship. The widow of the first reading gives hospitality to a migrant Elijah the prophet for her willingness to trust in the words of the stranger and sharing with him whatever the little she had. God rewarded her with sufficient food throughout the year of famine for her and her only child. In the Gospel, Jesus appreciated the offering of the poor widow, for she had given not out of surplus, but out of her need and want. Friends, today we are being challenged to give back to the Lord from whatever we have, even when we are in need and want. This is not easy, especially when we live in a culture of consumerism, a culture that respects having more than being, a culture that equates having with being. The example of these brave women tell us that it is possible to be generous, though difficult. It is possible for those who have a will to do it. Now just listen to this story too. One night, a cloudburst stranded a newlywed couple on the remote country road. Unable to go farther, they got out of their car and began walking toward a dimly lit farmhouse. An elderly couple welcomed them carrying a kerosene lamp at the door. Explaining the situation, the young man asked, "Could you kindly put us up until morning? A place on the floor or a few easy chairs would be fine." The elderly couple noticed that they are newly married, and the woman spoke up. "Children, we have a spare bedroom. You get your things from the car while my husband and I will freshen it up a bit." The next morning, the newlyweds got up early and prepared to leave without disturbing the elderly couple. They dressed quietly, put a $20 bill on the dresser, and quietly came down the stairs. When they opened the room, they found their host asleep on their chairs. They had given the newlyweds their only bedroom. The young man went upstairs again and put another $10 on the dresser and walked away. Friends, this story is a modern illustration of the two stories we have in today's readings. Like the widow in the Gospel, the elderly couple gave not out of their surplus, they gave their own meager resource. They gave from their hearts generously and joyfully. Someone has said that there are three kinds of givers: grudge givers, duty givers, and thanks givers. Grudge givers give reluctantly, Duty givers give reluctantly but with a sense of obligation. And thanksgivers give freely from their hearts. The thanksgivers give with an understanding that all what I possess is a gift from God, and when I give someone in need, I am giving back to God in gratitude to His generosity towards me. So I give with a sense of God, with a sense of responsibility. We could give ourselves and our time differently to different people. As one author puts it, the best gift to an enemy is forgiveness, to a friend is loyalty, to a child is good example, to a father it is honor, to a mother is our heart, and to a neighbor is our hand. Friends, let us pray to the Eucharistic Lord to give us a generous heart, as Jesus says in Luke 6:38. Give to others, and God will give you. Saint Anthony of Padua.